Biden has a right to know what's in your bank account because Joe Biden's in charge of you, your body, and your finances. So the Biden administration will now be snooping in all bank accounts that have more than $600 in them, which is essentially all of them. The Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen,
not all of them. Trust me.
Tax fraud among high-income individuals.
We have a tax gap that over the next decade is estimated at $7 trillion, namely a shortfall in the amount that IRS is collecting due to a failure of individuals to
This is Janet Yellen.
report the income that they've earned.
But that's among billionaires. Is that among people who are transferring $600?
No, it tends to be among high-income individuals whose income is opaque and the IRS doesn't receive information
Come
about
on,
that.
man.
There's a lot of tax fraud and cheating that's going on.
Right. You know in your heart Larry Fink is not going to pay $1 extra in taxes. You're going to get audited if you're disobedient. That's what this is about, obviously. That's why the threshold is $600, not $6 billion. The state treasurer in the state of Missouri,
I don't think that was Janet Yellen.
Fitzpatrick, he's just announced he will refuse to comply with this.
Put it in the
We're
notes.
happy to have him join us now. Mr. Fitzpatrick, thanks so much for coming on. Why are you going to refuse to comply?
Thanks for having me, Tucker.
Of course.
Well, listen, we have a statutory obligation in Missouri. We run the state's 529 plan, which is a college savings program, as well as
Scott Fitzpatrick.
a bank account program for people with disabilities. And Missouri law protects that information.
Missouri
and says
State Treasurer.
We're supposed to keep that information private and
Young
not
gun.
turn it over to anybody, much less the federal government. So
Get him, brother.
If Congress does pass this proposal from Treasury and say
That nigga
hey,
can fight.
States, you have to turn
He'll
over
chew
this
you up.
information.
Look at it. That's a fucking.
I'm saying we're not going to comply with that. We're going to
He's
fight
ready to
it.
rock.
Treasurer John Moranti from Nebraska
Good guy.
is fight with me as well as some other treasurers who are members of the State Fiscal Officer Foundation. And we're going to continue to fight this. If it goes to court, we'll fight it in court. If we have to take it to the Supreme Court,
Okay.
that's what we'll do.
What do you suppose in this? I don't know if you polled on it, but what percentage of the residents, the voters in the state of Missouri, are in favor of snooping on bank accounts with $600? Like, is anybody in favor of that? Do you think?
Well, I think there's been bipartisan opposition to this. Obviously, some of the Democrats in Congress have been very quiet about it. But nobody should be okay with the IRS just having carte blanche access to every transaction you make. It's a massive invasion of privacy. It's a violation of Americans' Fourth Amendment rights, and we have to fight back against it.
Amen. I'm so glad that you are. I mean, the tragedy of the past 2 years is almost no elected officials have fought back against anything meaningful. It's all performative. Have you seen anyone defend? I'm just interested in an elected official defend this.
Ever since the Patriot Act.
Access to $600 level bank accounts.
That's when it started.
Well, they keep talking about there's a tax gap and it's all about taxing the wealthy. But anybody who is looking at this knows that that's not what this is about. If $600, you're not getting the wealthy. You're getting every American with a bank account.
They're average Joes.
This is not about high-income people. It's not about big businesses or small businesses. It doesn't matter if you're making $10 million or $10,000. They want to see how you spend every single dollar. And frankly, if there's a family in the country that
They just want to be able to track your bank accounts more than anything. They don't. The spending is not the biggest part. They want to know about every bank account.
$500,000 for Hunter Biden's finger paintings or something, and then they can work their way down from there. But if we let this happen, it's just going to be something.
They want to hire more people. It's just a whole big fucking business.
I'm no tax expert, but like if you wanted to make the truly rich pay more, you'd close the carried interest loophole, wouldn't you? And if you really wanted to, you would tax capital at the same rate of labor. If you'd leave people's bank accounts alone, with that one change, you would make the richest people in finance pay a lot more. Why aren't they suggesting that?
Well, you'd think that they would, but I think really this is more than just about tax collections. I think this is about control over people's lives. I think it's about scaring people. And
Look into what he just said. Tucker just said some stuff. Let's hear it again.
We've seen the vaccine mandates. They're trying to force people to do that. They're trying to.
Oh, wouldn't you? And if you.
Here it is.
And we have to fight back against it.
Well, I mean, I'm no tax expert, but like if you wanted to make the truly rich pay more, you'd close the carried interest loophole.
Carried interest loophole.
If you really wanted to, you would tax capital at the same rate of labor.
Tax capital at the same rate as labor. Yeah, that would change things, wouldn't it? That's 30% on money.
You think that they would, but I think really this is more than just about tax collections. I think this is about control over people's lives. I think it's about
a lot of things.
And
That's part of it.
That's just the way they operate. is that we've seen with vaccine mandates, they're trying to force people to do that. They're trying to force people now to turn over their bank account information.
They're making me pro-crypto. I've never felt that way until now. Scott Fitzpatrick, a very smart state treasurer. I appreciate your coming on tonight. Thanks very much. We'll see you again.
Hey, thanks. Thanks, Fred.
He said he's pro-crypto. Yeah, you know, and the fact that Tucker works for a corporation, Rupert Murdoch and all that, you have to make sure he ain't slanting us some way. I love all these people, man. I'm sure they all mean well. But what Tucker and him are saying right now is a big deal. Taking all our bank accounts. And I mean, does not anyone see this big picture? It's gross, man. It's worse than Hitler. Hitler's little plan was just kill some people. This one's way more contrived, way more in control, and way worse. Let's get together, meet in the middle, people. We got to take over Maryland first. Then we can walk to D.C., don't forget that. And then we can take it out to the rest of the world. Then we go up to United Nations. We got to keep practicing this plan and get a plan. They have 100-year plans. We're everywhere about what shoes we're wearing. They're talking about leaving just tons of stuff to kids. What's legacies? They leave legacies to their families. We leave debt. Come on, daddies.